everybody, and welcome on into Sidelines. I'm Drew Patrick. On today's episode, we talk baseball, we talk softball, and we preview the Cross-Country Championships this upcoming weekend. It's going to be a great show. Do not go in. Welcome back into Sidelines. Joining me at the desk now to talk baseball, we have Josh Farina and Assaf Lowengart. Thank you both so much for taking the time.
Thanks for having us.
So let's go back to the first weekend and finally being able to just play again. How did that feel?
It was amazing. I mean, haven't played probably since March, right? Finally being back on the field. We've been indoors for all of January, February. So it was good being outside again, playing baseball. No masks, that was fun. So yeah, it was a great time just being over there.
Yeah, it was great just to be back on the field again, get some live at-bats, live reads in the outfield felt great. Defense is just great to practice outside, and I think we did pretty well.
And you guys had some really good performances. Assaf, you hit a home run that I think hit the moon. And Josh, you were consistently on base. So how important that first weekend, going back 2 weekends now, was that to get your guys' momentum back?
I think it was big understanding what each guy will do on the team. Josh is going to be the guy that gets on. And then I'm going to be in the middle of the lineup, gets him in. I'm the guy that gets him in with Melko and Osborne. And yeah, I mean, just everybody knows their spot pretty good now, so I think we'll be better as we go on.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. We just get out there and we know our spots, know what you have to do, and get the job done.
So then this past weekend, Westchester is a very good team, and they've been historically a very good team. Let's start with that first game, and that was a battle the whole way back, and the comeback kids you guys have been this year. Walk me through, before we get into specifically the play at the end with the two of you to win the game, but what's the mentality when you're down like that and start that rally? What do you guys have to either say to each other or the mentality you have to bring to it?
I think the big thing is understanding that it's not going to be one swing or one play that's going to change the game right away and give us the lead. It's going to be slowly and steady, chip away. And I think we've done that pretty good both games the first day. I think just understanding that it's not going to happen one play. Just throughout the game, we're going to come back.
Yep, exactly. Just get the little things right. Once you start getting the little things, you'll have one hit that gets you up and get you the lead, especially against a team like Westchester. Just want to they'll take advantage of anything, any mistake you make, they'll take advantage of. So we want to make mistakes, we want to make the mistakes minimal as possible, just so we can keep advantage and keep our energy in the dugout. It's very important for a team like Westchester. We want to keep up and stay up.
So now let's talk about that final at bat. Assaf, you're at the plate. What do you see and what led to the walk-off?
I knew the guy was going to throw a lot of sliders. That's what I've seen him do to other righty batters. Fortunately for me, he threw one that was not good, almost hit my head. So I knew he's going to have to throw me something in the zone, most likely a fastball, which I got, and I just hit it. And I did my job. I knew it was going to come, so I did it.
And that feeling crossing the plate, so it's got to feel good to beat a very good and get a conference win not only early.
Oh, yeah. It felt good. Coach told me if he hits the ball, you're more than likely going home. And when I crossed home plate, I just wanted to run out and be with my teammates to congratulate him.
That's got to be a great feeling, getting chased down by everyone and chasing down everyone.
Best feeling.
So then the following games, obviously they didn't go the way that we wanted, but what can you take from those games moving forward?
I think for us, the main thing is understanding our pitching staff. They need to know that we're not going to be a team that's going to score 20 runs and compete 20 to 20. So limiting those mistakes pitching-wise and putting pitches in the zone, middle of the zone that they can hit. And as hitters, we're not going to be a team that scores 20 runs. We're going to score a couple runs, and we cannot give up any of those on the field, and we're going to have to get guys in when they're on base as hitters. Again, everybody needs to know their job, know their spot on the team, and work with that and not try to do too much. One play is not going to change the game. Slow and steady.
Yeah, I totally agree. All we got to do is just get the stuff right. We showed that we can beat a team like that. We just got to keep doing what we can do to keep the game in our favor.
Well, it doesn't get any easier this weekend as nationally ranked East Stroudsburg is the opponent. What do you expect from this weekend against another incredibly good team?
I'm a new guy here. I don't really know the conference that well. I just hear the guys talking about like the pitching staff that they're gonna have, the hitters. I'm assuming it's gonna be pretty similar to Westchester. So again, not giving up any free bases, free plays, no mistakes over the plate as a pitcher, getting guys in when they're on base as a hitter. Just, again, doing your job, knowing your spot. That's all we can do.
Yep. Against a team like ESU, we got to get runners on base. Timely hitting, we definitely need that. We just got to complete just like we did with Westchester. Just fight and fight, whole game.
Well, it should be a good one. Thank you both so much for taking the time.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
And Sidelines continues after this. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back into Sidelines. Let's talk softball now. As joining me at the desk are Hannah Britigan and Maddy Jean. Thank you both so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having us.
So this past week, Westchester, obviously the games didn't go the way we wanted, but what are some of the biggest takeaways you can take from that weekend?
Well, I think our quality at bats have improved from our previous weekend at Shepherd, which was huge for us, and we're just going to keep growing from that, which I think is going to be great for us.
We're also building more team chemistry. I think the more we play, the better we're going to build that connection as well.
And you guys individually had some big weekends. And Maddy, I have to ask you, you come in, bases loaded, send it over the fence. How'd that feel?
I didn't even know I hit it over the fence. That was the best part. I hit it, and then I started running, and then I saw Joe just walking, and I was like, did I hit it over? And then, because no one said anything. So everyone's like, Maddy, why are you walking back? You hit a home run. And I was like, oh. I was like, yeah, it's fine.
But hey, to come in at a spot that they needed you to come in, to be able to deliver like that, how important is that for your confidence and for the team's confidence?
Oh, it definitely hyped us all up, I believe. I remember it was we had 1 out, right? And I was like, okay, I just need to put the ball in play, just do your job, try to get at least a run in. And then
you did more than that.
Yeah, I got 4, so I was like, okay. And then I think everyone's confidence just went through the roof. Then gradually got it back then.
That was a huge switch in our like mentality there. We were like, we're in this still, and we just fired from there. That was huge.
And then, Hannah, you had a number of RBIs that weekend, was able to get people to score. How important is that from your perspective there, too?
It was huge. I was going into this weekend just like, I'm just going to get the barrel on the ball. I was like, solid contact is what we need right now, and I think it came through that weekend, yes.
Yeah, definitely. So looking at the year, and as the year goes forward, this upcoming week, East Stroudsburg, another good team. What do you expect from that matchup, and what are some of the things you guys are going to have to do to get in the winning ways?
Well, I think we just need to clean up some mental errors that we had in the game, and I think as a team we need to be more confident, and I think we're lacking that a little right now, and then once we get that, we're going to be golden.
I definitely agree. Once we build the mental side of it, I feel like we're going to be 10 times stronger.
Let's go back a little bit, and how does it feel, first of all, to be able to get back out there and on the field and playing again?
Yeah.
What has that feeling been like for you guys?
It's been awesome. Like, we've had the whole year off. Some of us played in the summer, some of us haven't, but like just being able to step on a field again has been a huge like reward.
I definitely agree. We were all so eager just to get back on the field, and even though like we have like little like mental bumps and everything, I think we're just so grateful to be out there and having the opportunity just to play.
And in that same kind of vein, but I guess the alternative of it, to really not have been able to practice on our field yet, just because, hey, the North PA doesn't always cooperate with you weather-wise. But how much of an effect do you think that has had on you guys?
I think it's had an effect on us just because we haven't played on dirt yet. So the only times we have is when we play other teams, and our outfield hasn't been getting the opportunities of like running in the grass and like having the fence there. So I think once we start getting on the field, that will also change how confident we are and stuff, just because we haven't had that opportunity yet.
And along that, a point that's interesting to bring up is that this is still a very young team, and the sophomores, it's not like they had that year of experience under your belt. You're going in with a lot of first year of collegiate softball. So Hannah, I'll start with you as the senior of the group, and what then is your job to try and communicate with this group?
Just being there, being confident is huge. You have to be confident, because if you're not, like, it's gonna show. And then just we need that team chemistry to build up again, because we don't have that from not being able to be around each other outside of practice and stuff. So just building that up is going to be huge as the season goes on, and I think that'll really help for next year.
Yeah, especially with like a lot of us not being here in the fall. I think that's like even harder to build that connection, but I think we're making great progress.
And then, Maddy, I'll flip it to you as an underclassman. Then, what is your role to try and get everyone on page?
It's a good question. What I think is like the mentality of it. I think that everyone like in my grade is just like so used to playing the high school ball level and not thinking of it as like a collegiate level, especially because like we had everything taken away from us. So really for me, it's like the mentality thing and going in there, doing your job, and then just relying on your defense to like back you up pitching wise and hitting wise.
Yeah. Hey, I'm excited though for this weekend. You guys to get back out there, get back on the horse, and I'm sure you guys are excited for this upcoming weekend too. Thank you both so much for taking the time and stopping by.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Sidelines continues after this. Do not go anywhere. welcome back into Sidelines. Joining me at the desk to talk cross country and track and field are Shelby Alexander and Carly Daniels. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having us.
So, quite the year to prepare for in terms of two sports that you guys are doing, two very different, despite distance, there are very two different things with cross country and track and field. But what has that challenge been like for you guys?
Well, it's kind of hard to prepare because, you know, we're going to switch gears right after the PSAC. So it's like really quick change on our feet, kind of like our training's going to shift a little bit in a week's time. So it's fun.
And so let's talk about that training to start here. So have you guys, what has your focus been on early? Or did it just recently change to focusing on the cross-country aspect, or how did you balance that training?
Well, we've been kind of building a base, like a pretty solid mileage base for the cross season. I'm not sure what coach has in store for the week following.
We find out a week at a time, but it's been good.
So let's look at this meet coming up. It's a pretty flat course at Lock Haven, and it's a 5K as opposed to what the championship would normally be, which would be, I think, either a 6K or an 8K for you guys. So what do you expect in this race with a lot of people who are all in the same boat as you guys are? What are your expectations?
I think it'll definitely go well. It's gonna be really it's gonna be a good experience to be back and be with everyone else. And since we're all kind of in the same boat, it'll be pretty much, I feel like, an even field for everybody.
Yeah, I think it's going to go out really fast.
Yes.
Like, I'm anticipating that first mile is going to be so quick because everybody's like
excited. We're
ready.
back.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that then, race plan and strategy during the race. You expect that to go out very quick because of the anticipation. So what do you have to do in your race plan to balance for that or to prepare for that?
Well, I have to, you know, when we start out, have to realize that it's going to go out fast. So if that's not a pace you're going to be able to keep, then you have to think about that. Like staying back, even if the pack's going out, or go out with the pack and just try to manage
your pace and go with it.
Is that a difficult thing to do, and really the mental aspect of trying to switch that? Is that an easy thing to do mid-race that you guys have found?
I mean, it's pretty tough when you go out really fast and then you get, you know, halfway through the race and you're like, oh shoot, I really burnt myself out.
Yeah. For me, it's more like for when you're starting out, like you want to go faster, you want to push yourself, but you also need to keep in mind that you still have the rest of the race to do, and so you just try to manage your pace the best you can with it.
So I want to go back in time to about a little over a year ago. You guys find out that your outdoor season taken away from you guys. You are in an interesting point too, where doing the three things, the cross country, the indoor track, outdoor track, I don't want to say there's a point you get out of shape, but what do you have to do in that training, and what did you do in that training from being told this season's not happening to then your mentality changing, maybe I got to get back into cross shape, because there are different shapes there, I guess is the best way to put that.
For me, it was a lot of like mental toughness. Like I needed to find that motivation to like stick with it and keep going, especially for me personally, because I went home. I wasn't here in the fall, so I really had to tough it out, you know, getting all those seasons canceled because we lost track. And then I was like, okay, but we'll have cross, like it'll be okay. And we get to cross season and they're like, oh, we're not gonna do that. And then it's like another mental barrier, like getting through that was tough, but I stuck it out.
Yeah, you did really well with it.
Thank you.
How about you, Shelby?
For me, over the summer, like I was able to like still maintain like, okay, we're gonna be back in the fall, I'm gonna be back on campus, it'll be okay. And then our cross season got canceled, but I still came back. So for me, it was a little bit different because I had my team to support me carry me through the fall. And then once I went home for winter break, I struggled a bit because I was like, okay, we're still going, still building up to something, but it's like, at that point it was like a little hazy because it's like you've been training for so long, but you haven't really had a goal that you're close within your reach of, you can see it and it's coming. And so it was like, through that break, I was like, okay, take it day by day, week by week. You'll get there. We'll get back. We'll get to all be together and race together and train. And I got through that.
So one thing you said that I think is an underrated thing, especially when people look at cross country and track, they think, oh, that's a very individualized sport. You're very to yourself. But the team aspect, how important, truthfully, is that, the team aspect to both of these sports?
I think it's huge, like, especially for our team. We're just this really big family, and we all get along so well, and it's a really great environment to be in.
Yeah, I mean, through our workouts, like, there's some days where, you know, you might be having a good day, and it's a day that I need that motivation to get me through the workout, or vice versa. So yeah, I mean, the team aspect is huge, at least for us. And I know that we put a big emphasis on creating that environment where we all support each other and have each other's backs. So it's nice.
And especially this year come track, when there's not going to be a lot of fans at any of the meets, if any, that you go, hearing that team support and the team cheer for you, I'm sure that'll go a long way as well.
Yeah.
So let's talk about goals for this year. A goal specifically, we touched on for this weekend, but the goals for the track seasons for you guys, what's that horizon for you guys?
For me, I'm looking to qualify in the 10K for conferences, so that's exciting. I don't know, what about you?
For me, I'm looking to continue to improve in my 3K and 5K, so.
Hey, I'm excited for this weekend specifically, but the season as a whole, I'm sure you both are as well. And thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, thanks for having us.
And Sidelines continues after this. Do not go anywhere. What characteristics exemplify a Mansfield mountaineer? Dedicated. Motivated. Unified. Together. From the tops of the peak to the deep valleys, Mounties stand together. That truth has never changed, and that truth will never change. Though things may be done differently, we still stand strong. 250 student athletes, 13 programs, one mountain, one season. And that's going to do it for our show this week, folks. To stay up to date on all things Mansfield Athletics, head over to GoMounties.com. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next week.